everybody, welcome to Hump Day Horror, the Wednesday video where I talk about all things horror and horror related. And today I have my friend Kimmi with me.
Hello.
So I try to match my shirt every time we are talking about a certain movie, but I don't have a shirt for this movie because I don't know what kind of shirt that would be. Because today we're covering the Final Destination franchise.
Boom, boom, boom.
So whenever I cover a movie on Wednesdays, I usually go into like the history and, you know, behind the scenes stuff. But we're gonna do this a little bit different because Final Destination is all about the kills. We're gonna go through our favorite kills and rank them from like a scale of 1 to 10 on how gory they are and the suspense and the impact that the character's death had. Tell me why you wanted to be a part of this one.
Well, first off, I like the Final Destination series. The acting is a little bit
D-rated.
But the kills, I like the kills. I'm a Saw fan too, so this is a softer version for me, really. Hold on, my nose ring's coming out. Okay. Plus, you know, it's been a long time since I've seen you, so why not?
I know, we're fucking
Why
busy.
not?
So the guy who came up with this concept of Final Destination, his name is Jeffrey Reddick, and he was actually creating this concept for an X-Files episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was only actually supposed to be one episode of the X-Files, but then people were like, actually, why don't you write a whole script?
Yeah.
And I was like, say less, fam.
Whole
so
5-movie franchise.
Right. I'm like, I've never had an idea go that good, but right. The first Final Destination movie came out in 2000, which is like kind of creepy because it came out a year before 9/11. So let me just kind of go over what Final Destination is about for people who haven't seen it. Final Destination is about a group of kids who are supposed to go to a class field trip to Paris, France, as opposed to Paris, Texas. I don't know why I said Paris, France. Like people don't know where the fuck Paris is.
But there is a Paris, Texas. So you can be like, Texas? And I'm like, no, bitch, France.
So it's about a group of kids who were supposed to go on a class trip to Paris, and then the main character, Alex Browning, he gets on the plane and then has this premonition that it's gonna blow up, and then he causes a whole bunch of chain reactions to happen, like certain people get off the plane, certain people don't, and then whenever they get off the plane crash actually happens. So after he and his friends get off of the plane, like they all start to die in really elaborate ways, like right afterwards, kind of showing that like if you cheat death, he gonna come right back.
Yep.
So the whole concept is pretty interesting to me because it has impacted the rest of my life. Like every time I'm somewhere where something was supposed to happen, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get accidentally hung in my shower.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh, yes. And that would be like, I wouldn't say the worst way because the deaths just get more elaborate, but that one I definitely wouldn't want.
You know. For sure.
I chose the top 5 that I chose today is like that would be the way I'd go. Might as well. Look at that. I slipped a whole bucket of water and here I am, dead in the shower, where my mom's gonna find me. Tragic. So I feel like all 5 of mine were pretty fucking good. But so
Same.
my least favorite
I cheated,
one.
I have 6.
I did too have an alternative.
Okay, cool.
My alternative was in the first one where Terry gets like plowed by that motherfucking bus. It wasn't like my favorite one, but it was like still enough to where I was like, damn, because it was so like
Sudden.
yeah, and it was like so hard. Like she was flattened like a squirrel.
Nothing left.
Damn.
But yeah, I remember seeing it and being like fucking terrified.
Yeah.
Because, like obviously, but this like I understood the concept of death at such a young age because I
Yeah.
watched horror movies.
Yeah.
So it was just so creepy to me that like in all of the horror movies that I had seen up until this point, we had like a guy, like a physical person coming to kill you.
Yeah.
But with this, it's just like this is fate. Like
Yeah.
you're cheating death. Like, this is an
Invisible guy, invisible man.
Kind of, because Tony Todd
Yeah.
is supposed to be death. Kind of. They never really like tie that together
No.
very well. He
But he's
follows me on
always
Twitter,
there.
by the way.
Does he really? Oh my god, that's so cool.
Okay, so my alternative actually was Stifler's death.
Which one was that?
From, well, I call him Stifler because he was an American Pie. This one is from the first movie. They're on the train track and Carter tries to kill himself, but then like they can't get him out of the car. And then at the last second they get him out. And then Stifler starts freaking out. He was like, you're next and we're all next. And then like the piece of metal from the train cuts his head off.
him?
But like my favorite part about it and why it made my list is because it doesn't cut his head completely off. It cuts like halfway. And I'm like, My favorite part about all of the Final Destination movies is that, like, they try to do all of their effects practically.
Yeah.
So, like, they actually had to make, like, half of a head.
They called them splooge heads.
Yes! They made half of a head, and I just thought that the shot of it laying there was, like, really cool.
So my 5th place one was the guy that was decapitated by a train.
Okay,
yeah,
cool. So my 5th favorite kill was probably from the second one. The drug addict named Rory.
Oh, yes!
Yes, and in the fence, like, there was an explosion from the van, and then the fence fucking just cut him into threes. The way that they did that was, like, they had him in, like, a green screen suit, but only, like, halfway where his arm was showing. When you watch the movie, the top half of him where his head is, it's just, like, this part of him that falls. So he's wearing a green screen, like, suit up against a green screen, and he just collapses. And then the rest of the pieces they made, like, on site.
Yeah.
Which is so cool to me, because they easily could have done all of that in CGI.
Yeah, with CGI.
Yeah. Does it really make sense? No, because they cut through his spine.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, where are the Mythbusters? Because how much force would the barbed wire fence need to be going at
To, like, cleanly cut through the spine.
Yeah.
And 2 spots, right?
Yeah.
It's one at the top and one at the bottom.
Overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that kill, like, right in the middle, like a 5. Just because, like, it was still kind of impactful because he gave him some character development before he died.
Yeah.
But, like,
Where'd your spine go?
Yeah, yeah.
where is it?
So my 4th place one is in the second one. So it's when Kat, she's in the car and like the firefighters are using the jaws of life to try to get her out.
Oh, when she's under the water?
No, that log is across her
Oh.
legs. And so she was like smoking a cigarette and she was like, could you keep it down?
Oh,
And he was
yeah.
like, yeah, I'll just put it in quiet mode. And then he does it and it causes the airbag to go off and she goes,
Yes.
and that PVC goes right through her forehead.
Yes, that one's good.
Yeah, I liked that one.
That actress actually went on to be in, like, one of my favorite shows. She played the teacher in Bates Motel.
And they
for
used
sure.
a splooge head for that one too. I thought that was really cool because they had it look like really similar to her.
Yes.
And then she had like just an extra attachment on the front of her forehead that made it look all gory.
My 4th place one was from Final Destination 3, and it was the nail gun through the head.
Oh my goodness, I love that one.
I love that one so much.
I love that one.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's the main character, and then Ryan Merriman, who is from Disney Channel and now Saturday Night Live, so random career path. Just did a Final Destination movie in the middle of that, but okay. So I thought that one was cool because, like I said, Mary and Ryan, they are going to them because they're the next on the list to die. So a common theme in these Final Destination movies is whenever the tragedy happens and the people escape, the survivors will die in the order they died at the premonition. So this is the next people in Final Destination 3 who were supposed to die. So they're going to them and they're like, you next. And they just don't believe him at all. And so once again, there's a bunch of red herrings in this scene where, like, the wind or death or whatever like blows through the sand. I don't really know what they are. They look like fence posts.
Yeah.
They like try to fall on the guy
And
then it misses him completely because they save him.
Yeah, they save him.
So since it skipped him, it immediately went to Hot Topic girl number 1. She flies back, and then the nail gun, which I think is cool because her hand is like nailed to her fucking face. The nail gun just goes through her head and just nails her hand there. And I'm like, once again, where are the Mythbusters? Because how long are these nails?
Right?
And how much force is the gun producing?
Because the nails that they were showing, like, were the small ones.
Yeah.
For that to go through the head into the hand, you need, like, the big carpenter nails.
Exactly.
Like, big-ass, thick nails. They were using those small nails to shoot pigeons, which is where the nail gun came in.
Yeah.
In the beginning. Yeah.
Which, like,
leave the pigeons alone.
Who the fuck shoots pigeons with a nail gun?
that's rude as hell.
Maybe she deserved to die. So my 3rd place one was the nail gun. And I mean, yes, there are some myths, like where the Mythbusters, the nails mainly. I ranked that one number 3 for just like the actual like practicality of it. Like she slips and falls, hits her head, and then
What would you give that kill on a scale of 1 to 10?
The impact and how gory it was for that scale, I would say about a 6.
Okay.
It was pretty good. I thought I liked it because of the nail gun. I liked the whole gory part of it.
My third place one, I really liked the apartment kill from the second movie where the guy won the lottery and then...
Oh yeah!
Yeah, dude. My favorite thing about that whole thing is like, so he starts making, I think they're like mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
Which like took him out the freezer and then just put him in the pan, so like the deserve it scale is off the charts,
right?
Like you gotta thaw them bitches out.
Yeah, you can't just put fucking frozen mozzarella sticks in the oven.
He didn't even put them in the oven, he was frying them.
Oh, that's right, he did just fry them.
Yeah, I'm like, you just took them straight out the freezer, frozen as fuck, and then just started trying to fucking cook them. All of that leading up to say, my favorite part about the scene is whenever he pours the oil in it, it kind of like causes, you know, a grease fire or whatever, and it kind of throws him backwards, and then a letter H falls off of the fridge like a magnet into some Chinese food.
Yeah.
What the only letters left on the fridge are EYE.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Dude. And I just saw that like 20 minutes ago, and I was like, oh. Then the rest of the kill goes, you know, since he put the magnet in the microwave to heat up the Chinese food that he's gonna eat with his frozen mozzarella sticks, that causes like a spark, obviously, in the microwave, causes him to fall back, and then like one of the rings that he just bought falls down the drain.
Yeah.
And keep in mind throughout this entire scene why it's one of my favorites is that like he plays his answering machine, which if you don't know what that is, you're too young to be watching this. He plays the answering machine and it's just like people being like, hey, heard you won the lottery, you lucky bastard, call me. And it's just like there's a fire starting in his apartment as people are like, you lucky son of a bitch. So then he gets out of the apartment after, you know, everything's on fire and the windows, death closes the windows like a petty bitch.
To like trap his ass in.
Yeah. He gets out by breaking the window and then he gets down the ladder, slips on some spaghetti he threw out earlier.
What are you, like a mountain man? You don't just be throwing shit out your window in the city.
No home training.
That. Like no home training whatsoever, and that's came back to bite your ass. You don't litter, first off. Mother Earth and Death look both against you. He had no chance. He had no chance.
You said Mother Earth and Death.
Like what?
Mother Death.
Mother Death is after you.
Mama and Daddy Death.
Yep.
So like he slips and falls and then the ladder just goes straight through his eye. And I love that kill because it was also done practically.
Yeah.
They did another splooge head, shot a shot of the actor reacting to the ladder going in his eye, which is where the eye magnets come into play. And then they did a shot where it was just like going through and they just put it all together, they like layered it over each other. Obviously I do a lot of video editing, so I think that was really cool the way they just layered it on top of each other.
Yeah, to make
it look as realistic as possible. I think another reason why that kill works so well is because, you know, as opposed to all the other Final Destination movies after 2, they spend a lot of time showing you the damage of the body. But with this kill, it's like quick, like it goes straight through his eye and then cuts to black. So I think that's another reason why it works so well is because, you know, you don't see it for very long and it's kind of like, oh shit. Obviously he's not gonna get through the kill.
Yeah.
But like, you're like, oh shit. Like, you can breathe for a second and you can go warn the others and then nope.
Yeah,
right through his eye. I would give this one like an 8.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily for the impact of the kill because clearly he's gonna die. He like won the lottery.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're so lucky. We knew it was gonna happen. Not necessarily the 8 for the impact, but just how it all tied together.
Yeah.
My second favorite is the OG plane crash. Like I said, like I was so young. I was like in 2nd grade.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when my mom was like traveling a lot for the job that she had. And we're also going back and forth from Jamaica a lot. So we were on planes. You know, I saw it on TV on like AMC or something. So it wasn't even like the full gore, but I remember being in 2nd grade and seeing people get on a plane and like I said, I didn't know what I was watching. I didn't know the concept. I didn't know that it was like a premonition. It was just like little 2nd grade Mac watching these people get on a plane. I don't even realize I'm watching a horror movie.
Yeah.
And then the plane just starts like my literal worst nightmare as a child. The plane just starts like fucking up and like people are like sucked out at the side. Like I remember that scarred me for so long, seeing somebody like, it was like the teacher like reaching for a student.
Oh
and
yeah.
And then the whole seat just like came out and like got sucked out of the plane. That just like the whole thing just like fucked me up for a long time. And then how it like caught on fire and it like went like right in his face.
Oh yeah, burnt that dude's face.
Yeah, and then whenever I saw that he like woke up from a dream or whatever, and I saw that he had a chance to live, I remember feeling like that sense of urgency of like, get off the fucking plane. And then I was like, take everyone with you.
Right, and that's exactly what he tried to do.
Yeah. I really argued with myself making it my first place one. I really like how in the 5th movie they circled it back around to the first one.
Yeah.
I really like how the end of the 5th movie, forgot their names, Molly and whoever, they spent the entire 5th movie surviving. The guy gets a job offer to be a chef in Paris, so they get on this plane at the end of the movie so he can pursue his chef career.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see Alex and Carter from the first one freaking out about getting off the plane, and I remember sitting there like,
yeah.
oh my god. Yeah. Probably the reason why it's like my second favorite was because it just tied everything together. Yeah, so I would give that kill honestly a 10. Like 10 out of 10, because it's not even necessarily the impact of the plane crash, it's just the impact of the audience realizing that it's a premonition and that he has the chance to get off the plane. It's not even necessarily the goriest kill, it's probably the most tame kill in the entire series.
Yeah, it is.
I give the plane crash kills 10 out of 10 for sure.
So my second favorite one, it's the whole log crash itself. That just in general, when I first saw that, I was like, holy shit, I would have never thought of a log truck, first off, causing that much damage. But now every time I drive past a log truck, I'm like,
hell no.
Like, I'm either in front of you or I'm way behind you, 5 or maybe 6 cars back. So I have enough time to react. Like, I'm not gonna be behind it. So in the second one, the main crash that it's based around is that a log truck, its logs release and it like destroys all the cars behind it, rolls, it goes through a person's face, it rolls and smashes someone on the highway. But I really based on that one just on how epic the kills were. I don't rate it very high because I only based it off of gore. Is what I did, not the practicality of it. But so I mean I rated about a 4, but I in the gore and of the horror side of it, because it brought so many, at least for me, like you said, for the planes, I have an issue with like cars like that in general. I don't only trust myself in a car, but like, I mean, I do, but it's other people that you have to worry about. See, something as simple as that, like as not even it wasn't tightening the logs, and then just a highway pile up is probably what really, because that's what it ended up being, was a highway pile up. And that, so because I've been in car crashes and like I still have like little bit PTSD flashes, like if I get too close to someone, because I'm like, I get that panic, that little fear. So that definitely, the second and the third one by far, like are my 2 favorite ones, and the third one is my absolute favorite. But they both touched on like relevant fears. It's about a 4.5. I'll give you 4.5. But I did like how it touched on my fear of just my everyday life of driving in logs, apparently.
If we have the same favorite, I'm gonna freak out. My favorite kill of the entire franchise is the gymnastics kill.
Oh my god! Yes! That is my favorite one! That one was by far my favorite one.
Like, of
all of them. I'm so glad we had the same one.
Just to tell you about our favorite one, once again, spoiler alert, this was actually one that I would suggest you look up and watch if you haven't seen it. Like, don't worry about the rest of the movie. Pause this right now and go look up Final Destination 5 gymnastics scene, because we're about to give it away.
Yep.
So
Give it away now.
tell me why I was like,
I'm away.
so yeah, this gymnast named Candace, she's preparing for some type of meet, and she has like rubber bands on her wrist that she like circles for good luck because she's superstitious. My favorite thing about this scene is that like you don't fucking see it coming at
all. At all. Like the surprise factor on it was like all the way over here. Like, well, over here. If we're doing that right. But my arm doesn't bend that way.
So the screw falls from the ceiling because the AC is broken or something like that. And then it falls on one of the beams where they're doing tricks and shit. And so the whole time you're like, oh my god. god, like she's gonna step on that, and then like I don't know what comes after that, but she's gonna step on it, and then because the AC is broken, it starts leaking near an exposed electric cord that is like, oh my god, that could kill a bitch for sure.
Yep.
And then she gets like really close to it, and then she like at the last second puts her towel down.
Yep.
And then she goes to the bars, and then somebody else is on the beam with the screw.
Yep.
They step on it, fall off of the beam, run into some chalk, like while Candace is like doing her spins and shit.
Yep.
This chocolate blows in her face, and she loses grip, and then just fucking lands and folds in half.
Like just perfectly scorpioned.
Like,
and broke and died. Just broke everything.
on impact.
Just yeah.
And
And it was like after the chalk settled is when people could see her broken body, and it was just like the shock factor, because it was like you didn't expect her none of that, because how Daddy Death set it up was definitely not expecting her to just lose grip and
fold in half.
From the speed of her going around those bars and then crumpled.
You know, this is also one of the only deaths where it's not caused by like a machine.
Yeah.
Or like a physical object.
Yeah.
She just fell and landed wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just so like gross but dope.
Yeah, it was exactly.
It's so cool.
It was exactly.
I just love it.
I love it. The gymnast death by far. That was my favorite. I loved it.
Dude. The way they did it was like they had the actual actress lay on her stomach.
Yeah.
So the top half is her. And then she's wearing like a green screen thing. And then they had a stunt double just throw her legs over her. And then so like those are not her legs.
Yeah.
And it's just like two people just like
that,
this, and they just fused it together. So I'm like, the dedication to the practical effects are so cool.
Yeah,
man, that whole scene was just like you can even hear people saying whenever she lands, they're like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, because they don't know,
and it's just like clearly she's not.
Yeah, she's like, obviously her legs are literally her toes are touching her eyebrows.
Yes, and like her bones are sticking out,
like on all places. Like she was folded in half.
Half.
That whole scene, the practicality, the impact of it, you know, it shows her breaking her good luck band, which plays on people's fears, because you know people be having good luck shit like that, you know. Yeah, it was by far, I'm super glad we had the same one. Dude, I loved that one. That was my favorite. And it was just enough gore for me too.
Snap that bitch in half.
I would give it a 10.
Yeah, it's definitely a 10, maybe even 11.
That's a bold statement,
I know,
but I agree.
I love it though.
I agree 100%. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So thanks for being here and
no problem
talking about people dying.
Right? Until next time, right? We should do a serial killers one.
Ooh.
We should rate our favorite serial killers.
Leave a comment down below if that is something you'd like to see us do. Next week, I will be covering The Mist and talking more in depth about all of those kills as well and why it's one of my favorite movies. So be on the lookout for The Mist next week, and thanks again for being here, Kimmy.
You're welcome.
Do you want to like plug your Instagram or anything like? Do you not care?
No, but I do have an Instagram. So what is my Instagram? Oh, it's Kimbo_Zenon.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for new videos on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!